wait for some people to get on. So I'm gonna do a live video, and I came up with this idea because, as most of you know, I love to cook. So I figured I would do a cooking video, and you guys also know that I love pizza, so I figured I would do a pizza video. Hey Susan! So I don't know if, I'm sure you guys have seen this in like my old posts, but I had our two friends Katie and Megan actually made this for me. So it says Kate's Kitchen, and that's actually what started like the whole thing. I've got that Facebook page that I've kind of come away with because I started eating healthier. But so yeah, I want to do like a Kate's Kitchen video. So right now I have a cauliflower pizza in the oven. So I got it from Trader Joe's, and I'm just going to show you guys like all the products that I use and like my favorite cheeses, my favorite like toppings and stuff, just to give you guys ideas of what you would use. So this is the one I use from Trader Joe's. I haven't, hey Jim, hey China. I haven't used their Kroger one, but I do know that they have one. So this is my favorite one. I think it's like $4.50 maybe. Hi Mom. And so you just follow the instructions on the back. It's super easy. But I know I've heard some people say that like the crust gets really mushy. So I wanted to like troubleshoot that for everyone, and then I'll show you guys how I make my pizzas. So I'm just waiting for the cauliflower crust. It's already been in the oven. So you cook it on one side. Yes, Mom, I know you love pizza. Can't imagine where I got it from. So yeah, you cook it on one side, and then as soon as it starts to brown the edges, then you completely flip it over, and then you put it back in the oven again to like get a little more brown. Okay, so I'm gonna take it out. Hold on one second. Who else is there? Hey Chelsea! So they always come like uneven. See how it's like kind of really crusty over here, but not super like crusty over here. So they come irregular, and sometimes I'll have like one side that's totally burned and the other side is not that burned, but it totally works. Hey Natalie! So yeah, so I took out the crust now, and what I do for all my toppings is I will cook them before I actually put them on the pizza, because when I go to put this back in the oven, it doesn't need a lot more time to cook, because then you're gonna have a burned crust. So tonight I'm doing mushrooms, salami, which I didn't cook because that, I mean, I don't care if that's like hard or not. Hey David. And I did roasted almonds. So I got these from Costco, if you can see them. I just put them in my iron skillet, and I like stir them around until they get brown, and they're like super delicious. I use them like for yogurt toppings. Steven eats them all the time, like by the handful. I actually burned them a little bit because I was a little distracted. Work was very long today, so I'm kind of tired and a little off. So, hey Ross, hey Kara! Okay, let me show you. So the almonds I got from Costco, here, these are probably the best deal that I have found, and they already come sliced, like slivered, so you don't even have to do anything with them. And I use them on everything, especially pizza, which I know people think that's probably weird, but it's actually really good. It gives it like a nice crunch and like that nutty flavor. Hey PJ! Okay, so I actually did not have pizza sauce anywhere in the house, and I had a tomato, and Steven's like, just crush the tomato, and I was like, no. So I normally do basil pesto, which I either make myself or I just buy it at Costco, but we ran out of that. So normally that's what I would use as my sauce. And then Steven also suggested liquid cheese sauce that I came home to tonight because we got each other treats for Valentine's Day, and flowers, but you can't see them. So he got me like literally liquid cheese. So, but I figured if I put that on, it's like really literally gonna melt everywhere. Thanks, Natalie. Thank you for the idea. So anyways, so I didn't have any sauce at all, so I kind of made my own. So I took olive oil. This is my favorite one. It's in Birmingham. That's where I get mine. Grand Rapids, I actually got this from my mother-in-law, I think 2 Christmases ago. So this whole bottle lasts like a super long time. Hey Amber, hey Karen. So I just get the Tuscan herb flavor, but they have like a ton of them. I got like a fig one for salads. I got a butter flavored olive oil for popcorn, which is like the best ever because it's olive oil instead of butter, but it tastes like butter. That's probably like one of my favorites. And then, so basically what I did is I took the olive oil, I put in some garlic, salt, and then I also put in these little cubes. You get the Trader Joe's has these. They have like garlic, basil, oregano, and I can't remember other ones. So I like these for the winter because you don't like, it's not gonna go bad. Like I kill plants all the time, so I can't even keep like basil alive, even if it's like summer and it's nice out. So I just get the frozen stuff because it's still fresh. They just froze it, and it just comes in little cubes. So I just put it in there and like let it melt, like sitting on top of the oven, and it's like perfect. So that's what I used. That's what I'm using for my sauce. So, and then I will just take this little handy dandy little, it's kind of like painting, but for cooking, and it's actually pretty fun. So, hey Chrissy! So I'm just gonna slather it all over the place. I probably should have made more, but that's okay. Okay, so I will show you guys, once I like put all the toppings on, I'll hold it up for you guys, but I wanted you to see all of the toppings that I use and where I get them from, because it's actually like pretty easy. And most of the pizzas I make, I just find stuff in the fridge and like throw it on there and somehow it works. So I don't know. Hey Jackie, hey Kelly. Okay, so I also tend to eat like most of the food when I'm making it. So the next thing I'm gonna put on is, I have fresh mozzarella, which I just like sliced up. This is the brand that I use. This is at Trader Joe's. This is like, and I know my cheeses, trust me, because you guys know that I love cheese and bread and chocolate. So those are my like top three. So this is the cheese that I use at Trader Joe's. It's my favorite. It's a little more pricey, but if you go to Costco, you get like two of the really big long ones for probably the price of this, but this is a lot more flavorful. So I eat this like if I'm gonna eat it plain or like with tomatoes and basil and stuff. And then it actually keeps in your fridge for a super long time, which I like because then you can like kind of store it and then you just always have it on hand. So if you guys have any questions while I'm doing this, by all means, just put a little message and I will keep trying to pay attention. So I'm gonna spread the mozzarella all around. I feel bad because Steven, like, he loves sauce and this pizza does not have sauce on it at all, but that's okay. It'll taste good. So I'm just gonna spread all the mozzarella pieces around, and what I do is I have everything pre-cut. So when I take the pizza out to put all my toppings on, I kind of want to do it quickly. I'm kind of not because I'm talking to you guys at the same time. Hi, Mr. Gillian! So excited to see you, like, on Facebook. So yeah, I put all the cheese on there, and then I also bought, I mean, I have a lot of cheese, but I also always do Parmesan cheese, and I always get the shredded, or I shred it myself. So this is I get all my cheese from Trader Joe's because it's like the best. This is just like a basic Parmesan. It's not anything super fancy. It's not super expensive. This was $4, and this will last me like probably a couple weeks, maybe a month, depending on how much I'm gonna use it, but it doesn't really go moldy. And most cheese, it's okay if it does go moldy because that's what cheese is. So that's the Parmesan I use. And then I'm gonna sprinkle that all over the place. Most of my pieces are just like cheese and bread. So especially this one because I don't have any sauce. Oh my God, Mr. Gillian, I'm obsessed with Trader Joe's. I feel like I should be like their spokesperson because everything I have in my kitchen is basically from them. But it's like so good, and they're so, yes, Trader Joe's has the best cheese. Oh my gosh, it's so good. And oh my God, the goat cheese is amazing. And the goat cheese there is actually the cheapest I found everywhere. So I love to grocery shop. I go to Trader Joe's, Costco, and Kroger's. Those are like my top three. And I kind of like have picked out what is the best value at each place and what tastes the best. So, hey Amanda. Okay, so we got the cheeses on there. I had mushrooms left over from our salads this week, so I'm gonna throw those on there because why not? I really should have had some kind of sauce, but that's okay. So, and what I like about the almonds is that if you like a crunchy pizza, the cauliflower crust is crunchy. I know some people have issues with it being soggy, so that's kind of why I wanted to do a video. And sometimes mine is, it just depends on the one that I get, because like I said, some sides are like thinner and then some are like super thick. So what I like about the almonds is that it gives like a nice crunch that you would expect from pizza crust that you may not get with the cauliflower crust. Okay, so I put all that on there. And then we have to have some kind of meat. I don't like pepperoni because I don't like spice, which I know is like super pathetic. I don't even like pepper. So we got salami from Kroger's, and it comes in just like a big bag, and it comes like this, and then I just end up cutting it up in like little pieces like that, and I'm gonna spread that all around. If you have a super oily sauce that you put on, just make sure you don't put it around, like, don't put it on the complete edge, because it's gonna pour over and then the oil will actually saturate your crust, and then you won't get that like crunch that you would expect from a normal pizza. So I love cauliflower pizza. I think it's delicious. It tastes very similar to me, and I eat pizza because I love bread, and it gives me my pizza fix with like a lot less dough and a lot less like heaviness when you go to eat it, because I will eat an entire pizza myself if I let myself. So this kind of like rings me in a little bit, and I do a lot of toppings, and it kind of makes up for like me missing like the thick crust stuff. So we got the salami on there, we have the mushrooms, Parmesan cheese, the mozzarella cheese, and I think that's all we're doing. Okay, so, and then other toppings I do, I will cut up asparagus. It's always a really good topping for pizza. But like I said, you want to cook all of your like toppings before you actually put it in the oven. So if you're doing any kind of meats, like if you were to do sausage, you'd want to cook all the sausage. Vegetables, because you don't want like, unless you like crunchy vegetables, but I'm not a big peppers person, but if you wanted peppers on your pizza, you'd want to, sorry, my face is super red because I'm standing over the 450-degree oven, so sorry. And then, so like I said, with the veggies, you want to cook everything before you do it, because the pizza crust itself cooks 90% in the oven with just the crust. So anything else that you put on, I'm going to put this in the oven, and as soon as the cheese is melted, I'm going to take it out of the oven, and that's basically it. So I will throw that in. Oh shoot, I forgot the almonds. I knew there was something. I had them covered. So with the almonds, you just sprinkle them around just however much you would. Same with all your toppings. Hey Zoe! Sorry you are not here to eat this pizza, but I will make you one soon. Okay, so let me put those all around. And what I like about the cauliflower crust, or really just any like make your own pizzas, you can make any kind of pizza that you want. So if you want a veggie pizza, you get to pick all your own veggies. If you want a meat pizza, you get to pick all your own meats. So it just, you can kind of customize it any way you want it, and it's like super easy and like really delicious. So I'm gonna throw that back in the oven. And like I said, I'm basically only going to cook it enough to where the cheese is melting and like getting brown, and then I'm going to take it out because the cauliflower crust I've already cooked. So I'm going to get a drink of water, hold on. So for those of you who are like coming in late, Natalie actually gave me the idea to do a cooking video. Yes, and it's gluten-free. So she was like, you love to cook, so why don't you do a cooking video? And I was like, that's a genius idea. And I actually had a couple coworkers ask about the cauliflower pizza, because when they do it, they've been having issues with it. And I'm like, that's perfect. And it's something that you guys can pick all your own toppings. You can decide how you want. But that way you guys can see like the ingredients that I use, the ones that I like to use. And this sign, I know I showed it earlier, but I figured I'd just show it again. This is like the original Kate's Kitchen sign. So my friend Katie, that's what they call her, and my friend Megan, they are best friends with my sister-in-law Emily, and they made this sign for me like probably 4 years ago, and it kind of like started the whole like thing of Kate's Kitchen. So I figured I would tie that in to my video. So I'm trying to think what else I was gonna do. We got all the toppings. I'm gonna wait for the cheese to melt. One of my favorite quotes about, oh hey Chris, hey Felicia, Thanks guys for watching. One of my favorite quotes that I think I have on my Facebook page is that if cauliflower can become pizza, you can literally like do anything. And I like totally believe that, especially when it comes to food, because I love food. But it was like, it's like a motto that like I keep focusing on because I see other people doing things and being successful, and I'm like, if they can do it, I can do it. And that was kind of my motto. Sorry, my face is so red because it's so hot in here. That was kind of my, hey Sally, hey Danny. That was kind of my motto with nursing school. I was like, if they can become a nurse, then I can become a nurse. Or if they can do that, I can do that. And I did take that with me when I started in the ER. I mean, when I started as a nurse anyways. Yes, I see that Kate's Kitchen. I do want to do a, just total side note. One of my big goals in life is to, and that was one of my whys with the business that I'm doing, is that I want to have my own cookbook. So that's been like my dream. I actually have like pages from like years ago of when I started to like write out recipes, or if I were to have my own like little cafe, like, and I would only serve the food that I liked, which I figured is probably kind of like not smart, but I thought it was a great idea because I'm like, I'm only going to serve what I like. Anyway, so that was one of my big whys, is that I do want to have my own cookbook eventually, like way down the line, but this is like one of my goals, and this business that I've been doing has been helping with that. So that's one of my whys. And like I said, with the cauliflower quote, when I saw other people like do stuff with nursing, or especially in the ER, I was like, if they can do it, I can do it. And it's kind of one of those like fake it till you make it things, but I've kind of held on to that quote with the new thing that I'm doing, and when I've been struggling in the ER, I'm like, they can do it, I can do it. So anyways, that's my little background. So hey Alex. And then, I am gonna announce just checking it. I am gonna announce the winners from last night. Hey Kara. So Amber, you won one of the sample packs, and Tina, you won the other sample pack. So I will get you guys so you guys get the 4 samples and then the washcloth. And then, hi honey, thanks for watching. Sorry that dinner's delayed. And then I am also going to give samples to Zoe, Nina, Lydia, and Natalie. So for those of you who watched last night and you guys entered in like the little comments, I did a drawing, and so you guys are the winners. So again, I will message you or message me your information, and I will get them out to you. So I'm just waiting for, I think we're almost there. Sort of. I kind of overcooked the almonds because when I wasn't paying attention, but that's okay. Hey Christine. Hey Colleen, good to see you. Sort of, talk to you. I know it's been a while, so I'm trying to think what else I can say. So yeah, I talked about all of the toppings. I know the cauliflower crust, it comes from Trader Joe's has it, which is the one I use, and Kroger has it. People say that they've made their own. I actually made my own cauliflower rice before, and it was like the worst idea ever. Kind of like when I took a pumpkin and thought I would make my own pumpkin puree. That was a terrible idea. It took like 4 hours. I had pumpkin all over my kitchen, and I ended up with like a handful of pumpkin, and it was awful. But I like halfway through, I'm like, I'm gonna do this because I told myself that I have to finish it, and it was awful. Like pumpkin everywhere. So with the cauliflower rice, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll make my own. It'll be like super healthy and like, you know, no additives. Don't do that, like at all. People even want to make their own cauliflower crust. I'm like, just buy it. It's easier. And I think, I'm trying to think if they put any like additives. So in the cauliflower crust, there's cauliflower, corn flour, water, cornstarch, potato starch, olive oil, and salt. And then it's obviously super healthy, and depends what you put your toppings on. So yeah, no, don't, like, Natalie, it was like terrible. And that was just for like the cauliflower rice. I can't even imagine trying to actually make a pizza. No, don't do it. Okay, so I think we should almost be there. Sort of. So yeah, you just want to be careful with, like I said, putting all your toppings on and putting your sauce. Don't put it super close to the edge, especially if it's like an oil-based sauce, such as like basil pesto, or like Alfredo, anything that would be runny, because it's gonna run over your crust and then it's gonna like make everything mushy. So that's why you kind of like put it inwards. And same with the toppings. just because it's a lot easier to cut. So I'm trying to think what else. I think that's it. Okay, so I'm gonna turn the oven off because it's almost done, and that way it'll like finish cooking and it can like not be so hot. So anyways, I think that's all. I will take a picture of the final product and I'll put it in the comments so you guys can see how pretty it is. I've made prettier, but I like worked 12 hours today and it was really long shift, so I came home exhausted, but I promised you guys that I was going to do a video and I wanted to follow through with that. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was informational, but like in a fun way, because I had fun doing it. So I will post a picture, and again, Amber and Tina, you guys won the sample packs with the washcloths, and then the other 4 girls that I mentioned, I will still give you guys the sample packs because they're super fun. So, and I have a lot of them. I did not make a heart-shaped crust, and I really wanted to. I actually almost like totally nixed this idea and went to Pizza Hut because I love Pizza Hut because they have like the heart-shaped, and I think Hungry Howie's does too. And I was gonna do it with cauliflower, but I was like, if it doesn't work, it's gonna look like awful. So maybe next year I will try and do that and experiment, but I was like, maybe I won't this time since I'm on live. So, alright, I think that is it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned stuff. I certainly had fun, and I will post a picture of the final product. And I hope you guys have a happy Valentine's Day. I should apologize to Steven because he's probably really hungry. Hey, Janet! He did bring me flowers, which are gorgeous, and the best part, he got me Oreo Thins, and they're so good. Because I always say that I want Oreos with like single stuff but double cookie. Hey, Dana! So yeah, I don't like the stuff. I want like single stuff and double cookie. And he goes, the Oreo Thins have like, you can like put them together because it's less of the stuff. I don't know. Either way, they're delicious. So we are going to enjoy our pizza. Probably going to watch some Netflix for, you know, Wild Valentine's Day. And then I'm going to eat more of those Oreos. So I hope you guys had a lot of fun. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions about cooking or what I do with the pizza, let me know. Otherwise, have a good Valentine's Day. Bye, guys.